What's up, guys? Have a video coming at you today with my friend Adam Legg of the channel Leg Life.
My wife and I are vloggers from Anchorage, Alaska.
So they have a really awesome channel. If you want to check that out, it's in the description below. But today we're going to be talking about the truth behind being a small YouTuber. Alright guys, so right now, today, you can see by our t-shirts, Leg Life, Riv and Al, we are part of #VloggerHouse. You can go to vloggerhouse.com to see all of our videos here at CVX Live in Salt Lake City. But we've been having a great time, and it's kind of something that came up in our observations at other conventions that we've been to and here at CVX Live, is that the perception of what is a small YouTuber. We hear all the time people throwing out tens of thousands of followers and saying that I'm a small YouTuber. And that in the grand spectrum might be true. Yeah. However, that is really daunting when you have truly small channels that have a few thousand or even a few hundred or less subscribers, especially those who are of you who are starting out. And let me tell you, it is gonna be okay. So I think some of the things that we want to discuss in this video are some of maybe expectations and the realities and some of the hustle that is involved, I guess, in being a smaller YouTuber.
So my wife and I started our channel about 2 years ago. And to be honest with you, for the first year, we were completely inconsistent in posting. We'd post 1 week and then not post for 3 weeks. And then we'd go like 2 months and then post some. And we were wondering, like, why isn't our channel growing? And it was just because we weren't doing the things that we needed to make our channel successful, like some sort of a consistent upload schedule that worked for our life.
So that is obviously the first tip and a piece of advice that we would give is consistency. Consistently post at the cadence in which you're comfortable with, right? YouTube is all about your own creative expression, and if that is daily, great. If that is weekly, monthly, yearly, whatever it is, you know, stick to that cadence because your audience is going to grow and expect that content and look forward to that on those times which the videos are coming out. The next tip that I want to give is actually just sort of managing an expectation. And that is around kind of something that perforates out into our own lives too, and that is comparing yourself to other people. Everyone's journey is very different, everyone's topics are very different, and even if you're doing something that you think a lot of other people are doing, you have to try your best to not compare yourself to others. Now, you could do things that set yourself up for success in terms of different things that you're doing and structuring your channel, your video topics, or things like that, but it's really important to not compare yourself. Adam and I right now have similar sized channels, and we do not, I think, look at each other as competition, or we don't look at each other as, you know, oh, well, he did that video, now I can't do that at all. There's more than enough space, there's more than enough opportunity for you to produce very similar videos and have a different take with a different audience. So try not to compare yourself to any other large creators out there and get discouraged. Always, always, always just know what you're passionate about and what your objectives are, and in time, that will come. We're on kind of year 2 of our channel for Riv and Al, and we've had some good growth and good success, not nearly as fast as some people find success on YouTube. However, that like consistency and the fact that we don't dwell and compare ourselves keeps us motivated, keeps us going. Like what is something as like a beginning YouTuber that you did or thought that you shouldn't have been doing?
I'd say one of the most important things for us really that we learned is that we should have just started. So I felt like we had to have the perfect gear, the perfect microphones, the perfect camera. We had to get like the perfect setup before we even got going. And the reality is what I should have done is just like started 6 months earlier with just my phone.
Exactly.
Right? Like I waited too long to get going because I felt like I had to get things perfect before I even started. And the reality is that did delay us for a season when it didn't have to.
Yep. Every single person, it seems like today, has a smartphone, and on these phones you're equipped with cameras, and you can start shooting quality videos. I mean, the phones that are out now and the videos that they shoot are absolutely incredible, and you can just hold that up, make sure it's horizontal, and start shooting videos. The edits, it doesn't matter if you have the best software, or really, honestly, if you're just doing single takes, right? I mean, that is the beginning. Every single video that you do is going to make you better. Every single video, try to push the envelope, do something different, learn, and incorporate that in. And guess what? When you hit that wall, right? When you hit the wall of like the tools that you're using, you can't go past, then at that point,
exactly,
try to invest in something or maybe look at something different. Which is actually parlaying into the next thing that I was gonna bring up, and that is that you don't need to have the super fancy gear. So just start doing it, if that's what Adam's advice was. And mine is that you don't have to have the most fancy gear, in the sense that when you have the need, right? You're spending potentially all of this money on production equipment. I think that if you keep the mentality, or at least what Allison and I on our channel is when you think that they're the measure of worth it, and also when YouTube starts to make you some money, some return, that's when you can start investing on some more gear. No doubt that I think that the expectation of money is not, it's not. You know, like, you're not gonna make buku bucks off, you know, AdSense, which is, you know, like the money you get from advertising on YouTube right away.
You know, a lot of us have grown up with the last number of years with YouTube kind of exploding, right? We have YouTube stars now. There's meet and greets that are like, it seems like miles long to meet our famous creators.
Right.
And so there can become this mentality that YouTube is easy money. It's like, oh, I just need to start uploading video and the checks start rolling in.
Yep.
That's not the case.
Could not be further from the truth.
Further from the truth. And so the reality is that when you start your channel for the love of telling stories, for the love of documenting your life, for the love of sharing the journey that you're on, not for the desire to get money. Like, for a lot of YouTubers, money may eventually come, but you know what? For a lot, it won't.
And to be perfectly honest, there are a lot easier ways that you could become famous or make money that is not this path. Now, that's not to discourage any of you from getting started, I think, but exactly what Adam said, the passion has to be there, because those nights that you're up late editing because you've got the full-time job and you're trying to make it happen, it's gonna for sure ring in that, you know, if you're trying to compute your hourly rate, you're making fractions of a penny per hour. So now that's not to say that over time and with the growth that some of that money might come, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So I think that's where all of the tips that we've given you so far, the consistency and just starting shooting, is gonna help you grow, and that's, but the expectation of there's money overnight, that couldn't be further from the truth. Another piece of advice that I'd love to give you is about the time commitment that is YouTube, right? So a lot of these are kind of daisy chaining into each other, and the time bit is, I had an old saying that was told to me a long time ago, and that was, you get out of something what you put into it, right? So if you are completely dedicated and you're pouring your heart and soul, it will happen for you, right? And it may take time and a little bit of luck, but you will be a lot more successful than if you go haphazardly into this and barely give it any effort. Now, that being said, the advice that I want to give is do manage your time, especially in the beginning, and you're trying not to get discouraged. Don't let that be the catalyst for quitting, right? Don't let yourself get discouraged to the point in which you're just ready to give up, or it's taking so much of your time that it's alienating your relationships. So whether that's Adam and I are both married, we have wonderful wives that are extremely supportive and play a role in our channels, but you know, I think Adam and I are both like the primary editors of our channels, and I think that we bear some of those burdens, but I mean, you will not be successful without at least that drive or the team mentality of, if in our case, with our successful, you know, partners.
Yeah.
Another tip of advice that we have for you guys is build your team, build a squad if you can. We met at Vlogger Fair last year in Seattle, had an awesome time, stayed in contact, and now we've created Vlogger House, which is like a real thing. I mean, like probably a little under a year ago, I didn't even know who Adam Lake was, and now we've become really good friends. We're sleeping under the same house. I guess that means we're okay. But the collaborations where that you can work with other creators, just like this. You know, I really love Adam. I love what he stands for and the things that he does on his channel, and so I want to share him with you guys, with the Riven Out audience and community, because of the meaningful work that Adam does on his channel, and those are the type of relationships that you can build. And I would encourage all of you, as a small YouTuber, it is very, very important. And that's not to say that you're looking for shout outs. I think that as even small creators, something that's frustrating is like how hard we work to grow our channels, and you get those comments, and don't be these people that say like sub for sub, or comment in the description or in the comment boxes asking for subscriptions back. Now it's one thing to ask like, hey, like I really loved your channel, I'm a creator too, because I would say 9 out of 10 times I look at those people's channels anyway. I'll click through and I'll look at it, I might watch a video or two, and I'm like, holy crap, these people are really interesting, I want to follow them. But don't hold out for those shout outs of massive channels. I mean, today we were at CVX Live and got to hang out with some really awesome creators that have humongous millions of followers. And yes, it would be very cool if we made it into one of their videos and some of their people came over, but you can't really bank on that, and you shouldn't be gunning for that.
And I think it's also important, you can't blame your lack of success on the fact that a Sean Duras or a Casey Neistat hasn't shouted you out. Like if your long-term plan for success for your channel is a shout out from a big channel, you probably have the wrong approach.
Exactly. It should be all about creating something original, creating something that you're passionate about. And hey, if it gets noticed by one of those big creators and they happen to shout you out, I think that is a tremendous honor, but not something that should be a measure of success.
The only other tip that I'd say, but I'm trying to think of how, like, practically what it looks like, is as your channel starts to grow, like, I'm a believer that you have to, like, care for and nurture healthy things, right? Absolutely. And so, like, and healthy things grow. And so as your channel starts to grow, what does it look like to start to invest in your channel? And I talked about this kind of recently on our channel. Sorry, I should just start talking.
You are. In between takes, we like talk about, like, is this how we want to do this? And so now we're just rolling. So
there he is.
Hey.
So one of the things is that healthy things grow. And so as you're starting your channel, you're going to see growth. You're going to see new subscribers and your views are going to start going up. And then the question is, how do you care for this growing thing? Right? One of the things, and it kind of talks about, piggybacks a little bit on what you talked about with growing your team, is that one of the ways that we've invested in our channel is things like Vlogger Fairs, things like CVX, right? It's looking for opportunities for us to invest in this craft, because if healthy things grow, you have to feed healthy things, right? You have to feed growing things. And so what are the ways that you can feed your channel as it grows? It might be, you know, better relationships with other creators your size, bigger or smaller. It might be new tech, right? It might be just learning how can you make your videos more discoverable, but just feeding this thing that hopefully is going to be growing.
And the last thing that goes perfectly with that is the community that you grow, and having to nurture that. On this channel, you guys are amazing and leave wonderful comments and compliments and feedback, which we appreciate so much. And we do our absolute best between Al and I to respond to every single one of your comments. If any of you have questions, leave them in the description below. And like I said, I do my absolute best to get back to everyone. If you take the time to write a comment that's considerate to us, we are going to try our best to do the same. Be considerate and comment back. And some of those relationships, just like some of you look forward to the videos on this channel, we look forward to seeing your comments. There's no bigger compliment to me, and I think Adam can agree, that you took time out of your day to watch something that we put together, and if you get enjoyment out of it, that is the absolute best possible solution. I mean, the last thing that I'll leave you with that goes right with that is that purpose that you have in your creation that Adam was talking about. You know, for Allison and I, that's documenting our life, having the ability to look back and have our whole first year of marriage. You guys were with us, is documented on YouTube, and we're gonna have that forever. Our kids will be able to watch that, which is so cool. Hashtag not pregnant. I got some looks off camera just now. But the point is that purpose, and if you have that, you will be successful. Just keep going, guys. So I wanna thank my guest, Adam Legg from Leg Life. Again, you can check them out in the description below. Him and his wife, Sherry, are Alaskan vloggers. Really, really great content. But thank you very much, sir, for being here. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and we will see you next time. Sitting up, like, what do you think? Okay, cool. Ready? We're just winging this. We haven't talked about this, so.
Today.
Is this on? Do you see a green light?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank God. You know how many times I do that? You know how many times I forget to turn the mic on?
Oh my God, that's stupid advice.
Stupid. Worst advice ever.